Hi, I'm Sandra.
I'm Meg.
I'm Megan.
And I'm Damaris. And here we go. Question number 1. What part of your body or particular feature do you love the most?
Ooh, that's a great question.
It is.
I love my eyes, I think. Has always been my favorite part.
I'm the same way because I have blue eyes. So
Yep, that's actually what I was going to say as well.
We all have
but
eyes.
I know
the
that. But funnily enough, recently I've learned to really love my height. I'm very short.
Ooh.
I'm like 5 feet tall, just about even. And that's something I always disliked growing up because it made me feel kind of inferior, you know? But I've learned that like it's actually a strength and it's also just like the way I'm made. And so when I learned how to like really embody that and just like embrace who I am and not change it, it's become one of my favorite features. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. My favorite feature on my face is my eyebrows. And my favorite feature overall on my body are my legs, and particularly my calves. I have weirdly muscular calves.
Yeah.
Just by nature. So they always look good in jeans.
Yeah. Are you really athletic?
No. They're kind of always muscular, even without me trying.
Nice.
So
That's really good.
my dad has really muscular calves, so I get them from him. Okay, question number 2. How has social media affected your definition of beauty and sense of body image?
that's a really good one too. I feel like for me, it's almost shifted because when I first was on social media, I felt like everybody, I mean, we kind of think about it as like a highlight reel, but I feel like people are being more vulnerable these days. So I almost feel like it's sort of shifted where I think it's almost a positive thing now. And when I look back on like just how I've been, because I've sort of been on social media since I was in high school, it's interesting to see just how I've changed as a person and how I've defined beauty. And as I feel happier, I can see how I feel more beautiful when I see, oh, that's a picture where I'm really smiling, and even if I didn't look that great that day, I still feel like I'm prettier there than if I'm like having a gorgeous day and I'm not smiling. So yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely think it's getting better.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect system at all, just because it's still something that kind of, it gives us what we think of as the standard of beauty.
Yeah.
And so we just measure ourselves from what we see. So I think of like Instagram influencers, like all like very thin and like beautiful, and just like, I don't know, I think about even when I was like a 10-year-old homeschooled girl who like shouldn't have had any preconceived notion of what I was supposed to look like, just like watching television, which was like the social media at that time, and I don't know, just like comparing myself to people and like just going on these crazy diets as a little girl, and it's crazy. But yeah, it is getting better, and I know like we celebrate people who are different now, which is awesome. Like all the plus size models.
yes.
But yeah, I mean, even the fact that we have to call them plus size though,
Yeah.
it's kind of a testament to what we think of as the standard.
Right.
Because we can't just be a model, we have to be a plus size model. So even though it's awesome that we're celebrating that, you can still kind of see there's still an obvious standard inside of that. So yeah.
I totally agree with you. I've been thinking about that recently. Just like, for some reason on my Instagram, like health blogs keep popping up. I don't know, I look up like recipes a lot. But I've definitely noticed that, is that like there's such a distinction. And so I think the more we can get away from that and the more we can just like embrace happiness or just embrace like living your life to the fullest, or even like your appearance is secondary to like who you are and like what you do and like what you're bringing, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time on social media, so I don't feel like my sense of self is very informed by social media, and my beauty or my appearance of myself is heavily impacted by that. Although I do follow some curly girls on Instagram, which is really cool because I feel like it affirms my choice of keeping my hair the way it is and how I style it. So it's always encouraging to see other women doing the same thing, or seeing their transition from, you know, what they used to do to your hair. Maybe they chemically relaxed it, or maybe they always had it in like protective braids or anything like that. And so to see them wearing their hair natural is really affirming. And it also allows me to see inspiration for different hairstyles and different haircuts. So yeah, I feel like that's how social media has impacted me the most. I will say I'm not sure that I feel like it's changing. Well, I still feel like there are a lot of accounts that really perfectly curate their looks and appearance, in that most of the photos I feel are women who have put on all their makeup and are posing in a way that feels like it's perfectly captured. And maybe that's why I don't resonate so much with things like that. But so I would appreciate, I think, seeing more pictures of like women who don't have, I don't wear a ton of makeup. So it's nice to see women who also don't wear a lot of makeup and are feeling comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Question 3. What's the most drastic thing you have ever done to alter your body? For me, it's my haircut. I chopped off most of my hair about 3 months ago. And so I had long hair for me with this kind of curls is like up to here. So that's pretty long for me. And I had most of my life, I've been trying to grow my hair out. And it's really hard to grow this curl type very long. So, and after a while, I just was tired of I needed a change. And I was ready for a big change, and I was kind of tired of fighting with it all the time. So I just chopped off my hair against my mother's wishes and against, I think, the expectation of a lot of people. But I'm really happy. Like, I think it's the best
Yeah, it looks awesome.
decision
It looks
for my body that I've ever done.
Yeah, I remember when you first got your haircut, and it was just so funny because I hadn't seen it, and I was like, oh my goodness. I thought you looked so fierce.
Thank you.
And you still do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Going back to, what I said before, like just dieting, I feel like I've been dieting since I was like 10 years old, for as long as I can remember. So I've done some crazy diets, like only eating bananas for a week, or I know like before my sister's wedding, I did like this raw vegan diet where I only ate like raw vegetables and fruits. So I've just always done that. Like they've never really worked. Like in the short term, maybe they did, but for me, like drastic, like definitely in a negative way. But I've always, just like tried all the diet fads, and it's always been something, I've dealt with.
Yeah.
So.
I can go. So I went through an Accutane stint, which was like 6 months, and so for me, I struggled with acne for like 8+ years, and so I just decided, I was like, it's a really strong drug. It's really not the first choice. It's going through a lot of different processes. But I remember, I don't think it was all about the beauty standards, but I'm sure that factored in for a degree, because I remember I used to like walk out and I could not walk outside without makeup. So to transition from that to what Damaris was saying, where I was like, now I just go on social media, I'll go outside sometimes all day long. Like this past week, I wore makeup like one time, and it was just, it's so empowering, but also it's one of those things where obviously it's a choice with your doctor, and it's a very strong, and there are a lot of different side effects, but that was the most drastic thing I did to my body.
Yeah, it's a huge decision.
Yeah.
I think I haven't done much. I just have like my ears pierced. I think the most drastic thing I did at the end of college, I dyed my hair blue. I had always wanted blue hair, but for me, it just was kind of this symbol of like going through, like, I just wrestled a lot, like emotionally in college, but I really felt like in my senior year, I was like coming into myself, and I kind of wanted to make like a statement of like, I'm here, I'm comfortable, I'm embracing who I am, and I love who that is. And so it was like only for a few months, but like one of my friends told me I had like a blue ombre. My hair was much longer then. And I like cut it off before like interviews, but it was like a really fun 3 months just to like feel really bold, and like nobody was like really staring, but like I felt very exposed, but it was like, I don't know, it was just a cool statement of like, I'm comfortable with who I am now. And I felt like it like worked a lot for me. Just like confidence wise.
Takes courage.
Yeah. But otherwise I have not done anything or even have a tattoo. So I'm very normal looking now.